Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far. So for today's video, something a little different and something a little risky. Have you ever lost out on a launch, a limited edition launch? Did you miss out on the recent Sonia G brush launch? Did you miss out on the Lisa Eldridge enlivening blushes? Did you miss out on the pink packaging from Pat McGrath's Divine Rose 2 initial collection when it launched and there was that whole melee? Do you feel like these launches are so stressful and you never really get what you want and you're always getting stuff stolen out of your cart that you had added and you were checking out and you thought everything was fine and then your order got cancelled or things got taken out of your cart and they were suddenly unavailable? Does this keep happening to you? Because I'm here to help. I actually feel like a little bit of an expert in this area because obviously being on YouTube and reviewing makeup and beauty content, you have to get hold of these launches. Over the years that I've been doing this, I have honed my technique. I have developed tricks and tips and little things I do and I get what I want every time. I can't remember the last time I actually missed out on something from the most limited edition collections that were sold out in moments. I always get what I want. And the reason is that I have found out little techniques, little things that work, little ways to get done quicker, to get out of there quicker, and to make the process as stress-free as possible and as successful as possible. Getting what I want, not paying more than I intended, getting only the items that I wanted and needed, and getting out of there. Because for any consumer with these big launches, the reason they're big launches, popular launches, is because the products are exciting. Otherwise we wouldn't have this problem. So every consumer trying to get these products really wants them and knows that they're going to sell out quickly and knows that if they don't get them now, they may never be able to get their hands on them. And so it's all this whole melee and this stressful situation that usually involves people internationally. Most of these websites are available to international customers. So there's a whole lot of people trying to get these same exciting products. For a creator, there's this extra level of stress because we don't just want the products for ourselves. Of course, most beauty creators are huge lovers and very passionate about makeup, just like you guys, and we want the products for ourselves and we're very excited to get our hands on them too, but we also kind of need to get our hands on them. Otherwise we can't review the products and our channel doesn't get the views and we miss out on a big launch and a big exciting launch. So we have this extra layer, which is why I have developed this strategy that I'm going to share with you today, and all these little things that I've found work and that have helped me to always get the products that I want. No matter how exciting and big of a launch and how limited it is, I always get what I want, and I'm here to share my tips and tricks with you guys. But you know, keep it between us because we don't want everybody knowing. So I'm going to take you through my basic tips, but I'm also going to include specific tips for specific retailers, specific brands, because there are different ways that different brands work and different things that happen and that do and don't work depending on the launch we're talking about. So I am going to cover a general tip and advice section, but I'm also going to give you specific advice when it comes to Pat McGrath launches, when it comes to Lisa Eldridge launches, and when it comes to Sonia G / Beautylish launches. So let's get started with the very piping hot tea. So the first tip, bit of advice for you, and this is a bit of a money saving and just efficiency tip really, and this is to plan exactly what you want to pick up ahead of launch day. Now this isn't always possible. Sometimes brands just drop surprise launches, but it is more rare these days. Generally, we have seen the products weeks, if not months ahead of the actual launch day. We know exactly what's coming. We've seen all the shades. So you must plan what you're going to get ahead of time, because dithering, once those products go up on a website, trying to look at pictures, looking at swatches, going back and forward between shades or between products, or maybe adding products to your cart and then realizing you've gone over your budget, or that you have a discount so actually you could go back and get a different another shade. Disaster, asking for trouble. Make sure you know the prices, make sure you know what you want, you've looked at the shades, you've seen the swatches, all the information that you need, and set a budget. This will catch you out every time. Panic buying is a very real thing, particularly in limited edition collections. It's very tempting to just go nuts and panic, and then if you see something sell out, then go and try and get something else, and then that's sold out, and then boom, your whole cart has been taken from you. So you must plan ahead. What what is your budget, what are the products that you want, and make sure that you're ready with those and you have your plan. Even write it down. If it's a big collection, write it down. I did that for the Pat McGrath blush launch. I had the names of the shades that I wanted. We might not always be able to look at everything before, but generally if the opportunity is there, if it's been posted on Trend Mood or Chic Profile Official or one of the other makeup release accounts on Instagram, then have it all ready. Look at it all, check it all out, and know exactly what it is that you want to pick up, that you want to get your hands on before, well before the launch happens and you go into a panic buying situation. The next tip along these same lines with the planning and the preparation, this is a whole thing. Make sure you know what the date and the time of the launch is. Now this sounds very, very obvious, but in the UK, most of the time, these times are not printed in UK times. Pat McGrath, Beautylish, a lot of these launches, the Jaclyn Hill launches, KKW Beauty launches, they're always posted, the time will be 9 AM or 10 AM PST or EST, pardon what? If you type this time into Google, 9 AM PST, it will tell you what the UK time is. Make sure that you know what time this launch is happening in your country, not in the country that it's happening in. Sometimes this might mean it's the middle of the night for you. I know that's the case for you guys over in Australia because your time difference is so vast to the US or the UK that a lot of the time you have to set some ridiculous alarm to get up in the middle of the night. And whether or not you want to do that, I mean, that is up to you. I only get up before 7 if I'm going on holiday. But find out what date is the launch, what is the time of the launch in your country so that you have that information. You know when it is, if you're going to be at work, if it's not going to be possible for you, if someone else can do it for you, or just what time you need to be ready. Then what you want to do is get on the website before this time. So let's say that the launch time is 10 AM wherever you are. Make sure that you've got onto the website, you're on the website waiting at like 9:45. Oh, I also must mention, make sure you are logged in. If you have an account on the website, log in, because that will just save you a moment, potentially a minute, to log in when you get to checkout. When you get on the website, before the launch happens, just sign in so that you're all signed in and ready to go and it has all of your information. It can save you a few seconds that might make the difference between getting and not getting what you want. A lot of the time, these brands will ask you to sign up to email notifications that will let you know first when these products become available on their website. But the truth of the matter is, most of the time, that's not actually the case. Most of the time, they just go up on the website and then the notifications go out. So if you're waiting for that email to come, by the time the email has arrived to you, you've clicked on it and got to the website. That could be several minutes after someone who was just on the website waiting for the products to come up. For most launches, you don't really need a link. They're more of an afterthought to let you know, oh, by the way, they're here now. But at that point, they've already been up for some time. If you don't have, noises on, your email notifications on your phone, you may not even see or know the emails come in, and it will just be completely too late for you. So the best thing is find out when it launches, get on the website with 10 minutes to go and wait there. The exception being Pat McGrath launches that you do need a link to get onto the website for the early access. But again, bear in mind that everybody has early access pretty much for Pat McGrath. All you have to do is sign up to her website and you'll get sent the early access link. And then there's creators like myself who will post once the early access link is up. Generally with Pat McGrath launches, she'll send out the early access about half an hour before the products actually go up. So then you can click on the early access link and get the code that you normally need to enter, and you can just sit there and wait for like the half an hour until the products go up. But you will need a link generally for Pat McGrath launches. So you're on the website, you've got a few minutes to go, you know exactly what you're going to get and what you want. You just need to wait. I start refreshing the page with like 2 minutes to go until launch time, 2 minutes to 10, 2 minutes to whatever time these products are launching. I just go on the landing page. If they have the products up like Pat McGrath does, so you can actually click and see a preview, Lisa Eldridge does the same thing. All of her products will be on her website well ahead of launch date, so you can actually sit and prioritize. What was the biggest priority for me with the Lisa Eldridge launch? It was the blushes. So I sat on the blush page and with 2 minutes to go to launch time, just kept refreshing until it appeared, instead of it saying coming soon, it suddenly says add to bag, and then it's go time. A lot of the time, these products actually get put up 2-3 minutes, even earlier. I've seen them go up before the advertised launch time. It's just a case of someone pressing the go button, and maybe their watch says a few minutes earlier than yours does. We don't know, but it's always worth just checking a couple of minutes early, because they have been early in the past and that has caught people out. So you're sitting on the page, it's popped up, add to bag. Now it's go time. Add to bag exactly the items. Don't hang around, don't mess about looking at what else is on offer. Get the items that you said yourself, these are the ones you plan to get them in your bag, and click checkout straight away. Now, a big tip here is if you get a lag when clicking a button, whether that's your add to bag button, whether it's your checkout button, you get a lag. And by a lag, I mean a delay. It's not just going click on checkout and then you're there at checkout. It's like seems like it's not doing anything. You're sat there and nothing's happening. It's not going to the checkout. The worst thing you can do is press back, press refresh, or clicking on random buttons, or panicking, because what's happening here when you get these lags, when you're clicking and nothing's happening and it's taking its time to go through to the next page or the next stage or to add to cart, what this means is the site is very, very busy. Lots of people are doing the same thing that you're doing, and if you press back or refresh or start clicking out of where you were, you lose your place in the queue. Wait, just wait. I know this is agonizing and very, very stressful. I've been there. It happened to me during the Sony G brush launch. So I was like, why is this website? I started thinking there's something wrong with my Wi-Fi. I need to get off the Wi-Fi. I need to go on my data plan. But I started thinking, do you know what? I bet the website's just busy and it's just going slow. So I didn't touch anything. I didn't refresh the page. I didn't go back. I just waited. And each time there was a very slow, like buffering, whatever you want to call it. But then it went through. And again, a delay when I pressed pay. There was a very slow wait before it went through to the payment page. Just wait. It's the best thing you can do. If you press back, if you refresh the page, you'll lose your place. If it is buffering, it's just waiting for your turn to go through. Don't press back. Don't come off the page. Don't refresh. Just wait. Take some deep breaths. It will be fine. Now, Pat McGrath launches, she has bundles and also discount codes. Now, bear in mind that if the bundles aren't live at the exact moment of the launch, this happened to me in her most recent blush launch. I wanted to get a couple of bundles that kind of covered everything I wanted to buy, and it was going to save me money. And I also wanted to use the discount code. Now, famously, Pat McGrath bundles come onto the site, go live a little later than the individual products. Now, whether or not this is intentional to encourage you to spend more for the same products and miss out on the savings that the bundle offer you, or whether it's just a coincidence or it's just the order that they put things live on the site, we don't know. The same thing is, it's the famous thing that happens in most Pat McGrath launches, that the discount codes don't work for lots of people. And this can cause lots of people to miss out because they're trying to make the code work over and over again. They're going back, they're trying the code, they're going onto Instagram, checking they got the code right and putting it back in, and boom, products have gone because you wasted all that time. Now, Pat McGrath's customer service is amazing. The actual process of her launches and all of that stuff is stressful and not the prettiest, but her customer service that you speak to via email if you have a problem are amazing. And recently on her blush launch, I was too scared to wait for the bundles to arrive, so I just ordered separately and paid the higher prices for the individual items. I then contacted customer services and said the bundles wouldn't add to the cart, they weren't on the site, and they refunded me the difference. So that's my advice. If there are cheaper bundles that were supposed to be available and they weren't there, just add the singles and then contact customer services. This is specifically to Pat McGrath's website. Same thing, if the discount code does not work, check out and then contact customer services. They're very, very good at making sure that you got the discount that you should have received if it wasn't working. My next tip is to pay with either a credit or debit card and not PayPal if you are an international customer, specifically when this comes to Pat McGrath launches. I've seen a lot of messages and comments from Pat McGrath customer services on different forums saying that PayPal payments, international PayPal payments, take longer to go through than a credit or debit card on her website. And so I guess that's probably the case for other brands and other retailers as well. So use your credit or debit card rather than using PayPal, as it will, although it seems to go through in the same amount of time, for that actually to confirm the transaction with the brand apparently can take a lot longer, and that can be the difference between you getting your products and not. This is what happened, I believe, with the initial Divine Rose pink packaging collection. When that initial launch, one of the craziest launches there has ever been to my memory, a huge number of international customers had their orders cancelled, having already had them confirmed, and the reason was rumoured to be because those customers paid with PayPal, that their order actually took a lot longer to go through than people who ordered a lot later but paid by credit or debit card. So I now always use my debit card, and I have it saved as an autofill on my phone. So instead of typing all the numbers in and typing everything in, I do a thumbprint and all the information is in, and it's the quickest possible to checkout process. So let's briefly talk about the Sonia G brush launch that happened on Beautylish. I know so many people were so disappointed. So many people weren't able to get hold of these brushes. Sonia G brushes, they are just so coveted, they are so sought after, and they are always in quite small batches. I've seen a lot of angry people shouting at Sonia and shouting at Beautylish on Instagram, but you know, Sonia, she pays for her own business. She has to invest her own money, and obviously she doesn't want to invest, you know, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of brush sets in case she doesn't sell them. She just doesn't know. So she, you know, with each launch, she's no idea how many are going to sell, and yes, she knows they're very popular, but she still only has so much to invest initially, with really no guarantee of getting that back. So she does release small batches. Also, the people that she works with who make her brushes, it's a very, very slow, long process to create these brushes. They are very special. It's not like they can just whip up another 10,000 batches overnight. It takes a long time to get as many as she's got, and then she has to wait for them to do another batch. So that's why they are so coveted, they are so sought after, and they sell out so quickly. Now, Sonia has said with these brushes, because they are slightly different with her cream brushes, they will be back quicker. So they are going to be back in about a month or so. So that's fantastic for those of you who missed out. Now, the reason that I got these so easily and quickly was because, again, I didn't wait for the email to come through from Beautylish. Sometimes it just doesn't even come through for lots of people for one reason or another. It might go through to your junk. It might just not have got sent out to you for whatever reason. I just sat on the Beautylish website, again, sat on Sonia G's page. The brushes were already there. You just couldn't add them to cart until launch time. And I just refreshed until they were there, added to cart, checked out straight away, no waiting. It seems like what happened here was that Beautylish allow Americans, seems like it's American only, US customers only, are able to pre-order on launches, and it seems like you have to spend a certain amount on Beautylish to be allowed to pre-order on certain launches, and then you're able to order some of these really exclusive limited edition products well before they actually go up on the website. I've seen a lot of people who were able to do that. It's not an option for us in the UK, and I think it's only US customers this is an option for. So this is why they seem to sell out in like a minute flat. Lots of people who were trying to buy the individual brushes said they were basically never on the site available. Literally at 1 minute past, they were all sold out, being taken out of their cart. And I believe the reason is probably because they sold all of the available brushes, or the vast majority of the available brushes, in their pre-order to US customers. So actually they were never going to be on the cards for us to get if you didn't have that option to pre-order. And obviously the individuals sold out the quickest because they are more affordable than buying the set. So I think that's what happened there. And I'm just really hoping that Beautylish learn from this. They start putting limits on how many you can add into your order, and also either making pre-order available to everybody or nobody. I think that would be a much fairer way to treat their customers. Now, when it comes to Lisa Eldridge launches, they are generally very, very smooth. But what you need to know is that Lisa has now started using a pre-order system as well for her launches, but she makes her pre-order fairly available to everybody internationally. She will always tell you, if you watch her channel or you sign up to her newsletter on her website, when the pre-order is going to go live from. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, her launches sell out, her collections sell out so quickly, but they really don't. When you compare them to a Pat McGrath or a Sonia G launch, they aren't sold out in minutes. It's more like maybe an hour. So as long as you're on her website, you know when the pre-order is going live from, then as long as you're quick, as long as you're maybe within the first 10 minutes, you will always get everything that you want from her. Her pre-order, her customer service is amazing. And I think that process for her has been far, far better than when she just used to launch the products. So I think with Lisa Eldridge, you just need to make sure that you're on the website at launch time. Again, not one where you need to wait for the email, wait on the website, sign in if you can, wait on the product page. And it's never really been that tricky for me to get Lisa Eldridge products. I feel like she does have enough. They last a good hour generally. So there you have it. In summary, make sure you plan your purchases. Don't panic buy. Make sure you know what you want to pick up. Find out the date and time of the launch in your country and wait on the website. Don't wait for emails. They always come too late. Sometimes they don't come at all. Use credit or debit card rather than PayPal. It seems to be quicker for some brands at least. Don't refresh or go back if there are lags. Just try and breathe easy and wait. And if codes or bundles aren't working, just add what you need and then contact customer services and explain what happened. So there you are. Those are all my tips and tricks. I'm sure a lot of you knew all of these, or certainly some of these, but I think some of these are just those things that they seem obvious once you know them, but maybe you just haven't thought about them before. So hopefully this will help you be successful in buying your next super limited edition product without some or hopefully all of the stress that this process can be for some of us. If you have any extra tips or insider knowledge or other brands that you specifically know, ways to get in and out super quickly, please let us know in the comment section down below. Sharing is always caring here. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye.